Hey everyone, welcome to the second week of Crazy News of the Week.
Welcome back.
Seem to have been doing well. Everyone seems to be liking these, so we're going to continue doing this. We're going to get started pretty quickly here today, but for our first story, there was a man who had a pair of ballpoint pens extracted from his body after 36 years. So here, you can see right here, he has two ballpoint pens stuck. Like, I don't know how that's not in his lungs. It looks like it's in his lungs.
Yeah.
And the man told him that he forgot he actually swallowed the pens. He remembers doing it. He was just 14 years old. He swallowed them when he lost a bet.
That's so scary because like I know that me and my friends, like I've done some crazy stuff. Like we used to play like the what are the odds game and stuff. And I'm pretty sure like I've swallowed like a rock or two in my lifetime. So I'm like
A rock or two.
I'm hoping that like when I'm 36 years old, I don't have to go get them surgically removed. I feel fine.
I remember doing crazy stuff as a kid.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
always.
even at 8 years old.
Noelle and Reagan, if you're watching, you guys know we did some crazy stunts as kids.
I mean, I remember doing stuff like punching out screens of upstairs windows and like literally throwing every possession we had out the window. It was my brother and I. But I don't ever remember trying to drive a car or taking my 4-year-old sister to get a cheeseburger, which is what this 8-year-old in Ohio decided to do one day.
A police officer, Jacob Kohler, told Fox 8 News that it happened Sunday evening around 8 o'clock. I guess if you haven't had dinner yet, you'd probably be hungry for a cheeseburger then too. The child's father had worked all day and went to bed early. Their mother was on the couch with the kids when she fell asleep. That's when the children decided to leave. Witnesses say they saw the boy driving his father's work van and called the police. Officer Kohler said the child drove a mile from his home with his little sister in the back of the van. The journey took 8-year-old through 4 intersections over railroad tracks and also required him to make a few right turns. And a left-hand turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Witnesses told police that that he did obey all traffic laws and that he drove the speed limit.
Wow. I mean, we can already get
I think they keep children usually nameless on here, but congratulations. So once at the McDonald's on Market Street, a family friend who happened to be eating at the restaurant notified the children's grandparents. The children did get to eat their cheeseburgers before the police arrived. All right. Officer Kohler arrived at McDonald's and talked to the little boy. He told him that he had learned to drive by watching YouTube videos. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The case remains under investigation.
He learned
Why?
He learned how to drive.
Investigating?
You know what? Can I just say, like, we live in South Carolina and people don't know how to drive.
No, people up north typically drive better.
But it's
than
interesting
anyone
that
in
an
South
8-year-old can already drive better than most people.
Most South Carolina drivers, an 8-year-old can beat you guys. Incredible.
I don't even know
Incredible
how
feat.
do you even see above the steering wheel?
I wish I could be inside that van. Just like, what were they? Were they jamming the music? Like, was he freaking out? Was she working the pedal? It's amazing to me.
So in Florida, which, this may or may not be crazy news because this seems to happen a lot in Florida, but a snake hunter in Florida.
People who live in Florida.
My grandmother lives there.
Oh.
Grandmother.
Well, excluded from both weirdos in
both
Florida.
sets of grandparents.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a Florida snake hunter wrestled a 16-foot python into submission. I
have arachnophobia, so I can't even handle spiders, but let alone a 16-foot python. Please read his name. His name's at the top, right there. Dusty Wildman Crum. Okay, so his nickname, he's known around the Florida parts as Wildman.
Wildman Crum.
Wildman Crum.
Let me see that. Whoa. You got him? Let me step on his head. Got him. You got him? Yeah. That's a big snake, boys. Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's how we do it in
There's
everything.
a comparison to
Wild man.
to fighting in 36 foot.
All right, for the next one, we have a kind of a local story for us.
This one's really cool.
In South Carolina, prospective home buyers in Casey, South Carolina, could have felt like their prayers were answered when they stumbled upon this charming 4-bedroom house nestled against southern pines. The seller's agent describes the house as a great diamond in the rough investment property or primary home. But there's one extra special feature
There's
about
a catch.
them. Yeah, there's a catch. The original listing on Zillow said this to potential buyers. They said, please, please, please read carefully before scheduling showings. The upstairs apartment cannot be shown under any circumstances. Buyer assumes responsibility for the month-to-month tenancy in the upstairs apartment. The occupant has never paid and no security deposit is being held, but there is a lease in place, and in parentheses it says, yes, it does not make sense.
Please don't bother asking.
Please don't bother asking.
Right, so there is this like upstairs portion of the house, and if you look at the pictures, you can even see like the upstairs window, and it definitely appears to be an insert or something that was added later to the house, or maybe it was already there, but they've converted it into a single apartment. Very, very interesting that, especially here in South Carolina, but in the Casey area, that whoever is the buyer or the owner of the house is not willing to release any kind of this information. It just makes you wonder what kind of person is living up there that requires such secrecy.
Yeah.
That you would have to live in some.
Well, I think I read in a state article, I'll have to try to look it up again, but I believe it was, he's like an artist or something they found, but they don't really know, I don't know who he is or anything, but they found some kind of mention of an artist or something that lives up there.
Interesting.
But that's about wrapping up for what we had for the week. We definitely enjoyed doing this again, and we'll be back next week with even more crazy news of the week.
Yeah, and actually even with, I was gonna say too, that if you guys find some interesting stories online or things you think are noteworthy or worth us talking about, go ahead and leave them in the comments or even like private messages on our Facebook page. We'd be happy to take a look at those as well. Actually, this last one that we looked up was sent to us by a family member of John.
It's by my grandmother.
So yeah, we love talking about other crazy stories. I mean, obviously we're only 4 set of eyes here. So if you guys have any crazy stories that you'd like for us to talk about, send those in.
That's it for this week. So click if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, or if on Facebook, like our page, share this video.
Yep.
And we're also on Instagram now as well. So
yeah, we got all of our social media links will be in the description of this video, and also will be posted for those watching from our Facebook page. You'll be able to find those links as well. So
yeah.
they'll all be available.
Awesome. That's all for this week. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.
See ya.